Welcome back to Irons United, and I just want to take this opportunity to thank you, the fans, the viewers who are tuning into our show daily, week in, week out, have been for the last few years. A massive thank you for keeping the faith in the channel. I am, of course, Anton, and today starts the next chapter of our transfer rumours for our club. This, of course, is our transfer show, and what we do is look at all the potential, keyword potential, incomings and any outgoings at the club. We are certainly not saying that these players will be signing for the club, but we're just merely looking at the stats and what they could potentially bring to us. Now, let me tell you, over the coming days, we will be coming to you live with a proper transfer show related to the West Ham players and the players that the fans in the group of Irons United potentially want to sell or keep. So keep an eye on the channel for that. And of course, hit the subscribe button, the like button, and keep the comments incoming. So first and foremost, who are we going to discuss today? Well, you can probably see from the title of the show, it's Ajeti. The Swiss international will be allowed to depart West Ham, having failed to make a major impression following his transfer from Basel last summer. And Celtic, of course, are eyeing a potential deal. Although West Ham would prefer a transfer fee, it is understood that they're open to a loan move for Ajeti, who is 23 years old. And Parkhead is a possible destination. And of course, it looks like David Moyes is aware of the interest from his old club. Ajeti was known to be a poacher given his impressive goal-scoring numbers from Basel, but he's been disappointing from West Ham, making 9 substitute appearances and not scoring a single goal for the club. But what would Celtic be getting? Well, Ajeti is a Swiss forward, previously played for Basel, as mentioned. He managed 14 goals in 32 league games for Basel, whilst providing 8 assists, which obviously put him on our radar. This experience, though, he made his debut for Basel in 2014, and this experience stretches further than just the Swiss top flight. However, he's had numerous Champions League appearances, as well as also being a full Swiss international, as you can see from the image here. He's been capped over 10 times for Switzerland, scoring his only goal in the 6-0 victory over Iceland in the 2019 Nations League. What do you think of this potential outgoing? I mean, for me personally, I think it would be a good move for him and for West Ham, preferably to get a permanent move out of the club would be the best option for West Ham to try and claw back some of the money. But we do have a history of not being able to bring back or even remotely get the money back that we paid out for the player. So if a loan move does take place and he does go to Celtic and he plays in the Scottish League, and listen, you can sit here and sit and slag off the league, and I've done it plenty of times in the Scottish League, but at the end of the day, if he's going to get game time, and of course if he plays in European competitions, it will do him the world of good. And you never know, he may have the fire back in the belly and may look at something for next year. But I don't think he's got it for West Ham, to be honest, and I think it would be a good move for him and a good move for the club if he goes. It looks like it's probably going to be a loan deal, because I think Celtic might not pay the full fee that West Ham are probably wanting to retract the money. So we'll see what happens with that. Get your comments in below and let us know your thoughts on the Ajeti loan move to Celtic. Next up, though, is a potential incoming player for West Ham, Syed Benrahma. He has, of course, been setting the championship alight. The 24-year-old Algerian player has been linked to several clubs in Europe, including our very own West Ham. Now, of course, we know Brentford are currently in the Championship playoffs, and you know nothing will ever be a done deal until we need to see where they're going to be playing next year. But of course, he has been setting the league alight, and what a quality player is. So let's take a look at him. He signed for Brentford in the summer of 2018 and for a reported fee of $1.5 million from League One club Nice. He had previously been on loan to several clubs throughout the French league in Ligue 1 and Ligue 2. He plays as a left winger, albeit with the license to roam throughout the middle of the park, centrally between the lines. But to understand him, it is important to understand the dynamics of Brentford's tactics as a whole. Brentford opt for a progressive style of play with a focus on keeping the ball on the ground and playing through the lines, and this style suits him very much and helps maximise his strength. For a winger, you need the ability to do the unexpected and commit defenders, thus opening up space and teammates. Moreover, having a low centre of gravity can help and enhances his agility and gets them off the mark quicker. These factors are applicable for him. Statistically speaking, the Algerian's effective dribbling qualities are showcased by him completing 3.6 dribbles per 90 at a 59% success rate. So, quality player. Another benefit of Benrahma's dribbling qualities is breaking the press on the counter press. His balance and flair can see him bypass the pressing opposition and see large volumes of space open up and then be exploited by the fearsome trident of forwards that Brentford have. Now, of course, we've saw a different side to West Ham since the return of Project Restart, so adding a player with this quality could really help. Brentford's tactics of playing out from the back will usually attract a press from the opposition to try and force a turnover in the attacking region. And the approach requires players who are technically proficient and press resistant, and he optimises those attributes. The Algerian can exploit vacated space, attract defenders from his peers, and take advantage of and or draw fouls when under pressure. Such is the confidence that he possesses. He is at times guilty of overdoing it. We've seen it many a time at West Ham. And there could be moments whereby he tries too many one skills or flicks and loses possession in an area where the counter-attack is possible. To make that step up and be effective once more, Benrahma needs to iron out these shortcomings and get his efficiency back up. Whilst dangerous and unpredictable, but maybe this is where Celtic and Rice can step in and cover the tracks that this player can do. You can't deny that we're missing that playmaker. We have it in the ranks, but we've not seen it a lot from our number 10s. With his current chance creation output and offensive statistics, it is no surprise to see that he's not only been linked with Premier League clubs, but clubs all over Europe. So this could be a tough signature for West Ham to get. The Algerian no doubt has a technical quality to play at the level. A question mark, though, remains whether he can translate it into goals and assists in arguably the most intense, chaotic league worldwide. He currently thrives in a system that is designed to attack with freedom, with players alongside him that can feed and cover him defensively. And that may not be the case elsewhere. Let's take a look at his stats over the last 3 years. And in 17 and 18 season, he played 31 games in League Two and scored 9 goals with 5 assists, of course, making the move to Brentford, where he played 38 championship games, scoring 10 goals and 15 assists. And then moving into the current season, where he's played 43 games, scoring 17 times with 9 assists. Now, this player is a quality player. A lot of teams are scouting him. For me personally, I have saw him play quite a few times, and he does look like the player that we are really, really craving. I like the idea of West Ham dipping into the Championship to bring the best quality out of it and maximise our squad as much as we possibly can. And if you add to the trio of Rice, Noble and Soucek, it's looking likely that we need that little trickster, that player who's clever with the ball. Unfortunately, players like Wilshere have been injured and have been sitting on the bench. Looks like we're not favouring them for the new season. So it'll be an interesting one. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on these two players. Will Ajeti go to Celtic? Do you think it's a good move? And will West Ham look to try and bring in Benrahma? But listen, let's remember and let's respect the fact that Brentford are currently playing in the playoffs. And we don't know if they'll come up to the Premier League. And if they do, will he commit to the club and stay for them for at least a season? Or will he like the idea of moving to a club and maybe fitting into the format that David Moyes is setting up? But it'll be a challenge. Lots of clubs all over Europe are after him. So, yeah, get your comments in below. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And just remember, this transfer show is designed to give you as much statistics as we possibly can, not confirming whether or not the player is actually arriving or not. So, anyway, keep your comments coming in, and thanks for watching.